Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. And somebody sent me a T-shirt design, and I did this for them. I made a video the other day, and it's kind of neat. It looks like it's bursting out, but it wasn't exactly what they were looking for. So I'm just going to start over, and I have no clue if this is going to work, but I'm going to. It might take several videos, and once we get this zero, I'm going to duplicate it and move it over, because I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to go left click, right click, and we got the outline. Now, like I said, I've never really done this before. So I'm going to take my 2 point line and I'm going to go from like that node to there, and then kind of like just sporadically draw some sort of triangles to make it look like, and I guess you don't even have to, go all the way, and you could probably go past the picture. And I'm not saying anybody's ever going to do this, but it maybe will help them. And just draw a few more. And we're going to make it look more, hopefully more realistic, or I'm going to try. And then there's, probably several things you could do. Probably what needs to be done is to take, I'm going to change everything to a hairline. I like drawing in hairline. And we're going to take the shape tool and tell you what we're going to do. We're going to make everything a curve. So I'm going to select everything and then right click and turn it into a curve. Then we should be able to take these shapes and kind of give them a little bit of a curve to make it look like it's kind of ripped, and maybe even do the same thing to the other side, instead of just like it's coming out of the item. And by doing them all at one time, of course, I don't have a clue how this is going to work. So just stay tuned. What they want a picture. Now, see, like maybe this one, we're going to go the opposite way with we're making it look like it's torn out of like if you busted through a picture. She called it breaking out. And, maybe we'll do that one that way, and come back around the other side, and maybe have them go the opposite direction. And like I said before, I don't know if this is going to even work. I've been thinking about this for a couple of days ever since she sent me and I did one of them for her, or I shouldn't say her. I get so many emails. So that would be kind of the bust out. So to maybe make it look more real, we're going to take a smart fill tool. Tell you what we're going to do first is we're going to move that out of the way. We need it tell you what we can do is break the curve apart and just take the outside away, so we have the inside, so it'll fill up. I'm going to go ahead and put a rectangle in case something does leak. I'm going to take the smart fill tool and I'm going to fill that in. But I really don't want that blue, because we're going to hopefully make it a little different. So I'm going to hold down the control button and put a little white to it, because we want it to be different than the outside of the O. And then once you get that blue, we could use the color eyedropper tool and take a sample. Say there's a leak. That one's leaking. So they're all going to leak. Now, to get away from that, I think what it is, it's the circle itself. So what we can do is take the circle and hold down the shift key and just make the circle a little bit bigger. Then we should be able to take the smart fill tool. Yep, that solved the leakage. I don't think it's going to change. So then we're going to take that color and control key and add a little white. You know what, we're going to add a little gray to make it kind of silverish looking. And the person I'm doing it for can change that. So we're going to take a sample of that. Now that I put, that's a little irritating. The one I checked didn't leak. So the only other place it could leak is my joints. So what I'm going to do, so this is going to take a couple of videos. Let's get rid of that. Let's select all this and then go to the shape tool and select all these. Go up to Windows, Dockers, and join curves. Maybe it won't leak now. Let's just try the Smart Fill tool. Good. So there's a little trick. So we're going to just use that one. Hold down the control key and add a little white. And then we're going to take a sample, and you could do that with the Smart Fill tool or the color eyedropper tool. You know what? It might be the color eyedropper tool causing that problem. So let's use the Smart Fill tool, get the eyedropper, find that color. Yep, it was the color eyedropper tool because I hadn't really made it a shape yet. Now we could either leave the line or take the lines away, but we can leave them right now. I'm going to get rid of my rectangle. And it looks kind of funny because we have that edge, but when we get rid of it, it won't matter. Now I'm going to get the interactive fill tool, and I'm going to take, you know what, I can use a blue on the very tip, but then we're going to add some whites and silver to the center. And when you get that plus sign, that means it's in there. What I'm trying to do is make it look like a little bit of a bendager. And I'm gonna make that one dark on the tip. And I'm gonna call that good. So now it's hard to duplicate this, but if we get the attribute eyedropper, it won't look the same, but we're busting out of something. And if you were doing it for real, you could do the left and right ones a little. That looked pretty good, really and truly. Let's take away the outline. Now, because I've nudged, I can nudge it back. Look at that. Now, in this case, I'm pretty proud of that. We can take this black and see how you can see the black on the inside with the shadow of the other one. We can actually take that black and we can left click, right click, and we can take the Smart Fill tool with the black and fill in that little pot right there, making it look like a shadow. But we don't want the interior shadow, so we can actually now take all the lines away. And if you played around with this enough, I think you could get it. Now, when I made my circle smaller, I messed it with this border, but who says that's not right? So stay tuned for part 2, and we're going to put this gentleman's face in there, or his upper torso, but you can see it's about, every shot you sent me is a bounty box. And so it's not going to work. So stay tuned for part 2. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.